Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story about this individual, this crazy look on her face, is a very heartbreaking story because it just goes to show that the level of neglect knows no bounds and there is no excuse for something like what this individual did. But I'm gonna warn you guys, I'm gonna say some things that are not gonna sit well with your sensibilities, and the story is gonna have some details that might upset you. So that is your disclaimer if you need to exit the video. So let me tell you about this individual that you see on my screen with a face that looks like she would smoke anything that you put in front of her and just be irresponsible as irresponsible gets. A Watertown mother, and I use that word very loosely, mother. You can call her that, but I just think it's a disrespect to the real mothers out there. This person is accused of leaving her two young children home alone, like this is a damn movie, while she went to Florida with her boyfriend for a long weekend in November, and she appeared in court Tuesday for an arraignment, and she is due again in court in March. Stupid is as stupid does. Ain't that right, Lieutenant Dan? She got this stupid looking look on her on her face and makes stupid choices. I think she deserves to lose her children permanently. She clearly don't care about them, and I think that she probably deserves couple 25 years in jail for what she did. Kids aren't dead. It's a good thing. It's a blessing. But listen at the details. According to court documents that say that Carrie Lynn Kavaska of Watertown left her two children who were under the age of 12 years old, and in Texas that would be a super aggravated child abuse, but I digress, left her children home alone for 2 days and nights and told them to stay in the basement, probably to make sure that nobody knew that she left her children at home alone. The investigation started on December the 17th when Kavaska's ex-husband went to the Watertown police and reported that the children had missed school on Monday, November 22nd, and his ex-wife, who has primary custody, might have left them home alone from November the 20th through November the 22nd. Shout out to the ex-husband for seeing something and saying something. Kudos to him. He said he hadn't been able to reach the children, and his father couldn't. He said he hadn't been able to reach the children, and his father couldn't reach anyone when he went to the home, according to court documents. A search of a cell phone the father gave to one of the children revealed dozens of text messages between the mother Kavaska and the children that weekend, according to police. In one text, the children asked what they would have for dinner, and Kavaska told them, "Just eat candy." The children are under the age of 12 years old. This is not a effing lizard you left at home. This is not a damn set of parakeets that you left at home to go get some dick. You left human children at home alone, and this fool had nerve enough to tell them, "Just eat candy." That's a level of stupidity you just don't hear every day. I know you hear a lot of stupid things on my channel. That's pretty damn stupid. Just eat candy. What a hell of... She said, "Just eat candy and whatever is downstairs." And they went on to say, "There is so much downstairs and I'll make there's and then went on to say there's so much downstairs and I'll make it up to you according to court documents. This broad said, I'll make it up to you when I get home from pulling this penis out of my orifices. When I get done gobbling on this cock, I'll make it up to you. When I get done having my legs up in the air and behind my head, I'll come home and make it up to you if you're not dead. Y'all want to know what makes this even worse? From what I read, she's a teacher. A teacher. When police questioned her on December the 17th, she told them she had gone to Florida, but she hadn't left the children alone. She said her brother had been watching the children according to court documents. When the children spoke to investigators, they said there were no adults at the home with them. Thank God for the innocence of children who just speak the truth. We're so grateful for that. Kavaiska was arrested. Kavaiska was arrested on January 15th and has been charged with 2 counts of risk of injury to a minor and 2 counts of reckless endangerment in the second degree. Kavaiska's attorney, Joseph DeSico, said the state has provided his office with the information that was requested and they will examine it. He said that he and his client will make no further comment until they do so. The children are in the custody of their father. Thank goodness for that. He needs full custody, by the way. I thought I'd throw that out there. Full, complete custody. And ruled the father will maintain full custody, and any communication between Kavaiska and her children must be done with a family therapist. I 100% agree with that. Do y'all think it's extreme? I don't. Not at all. Kavaiska works for the Waterbury Public School. I think she's a teacher there, and has been placed on leave pending the allegations, according to school officials. Waterbury Public Schools said in a statement, Waterbury Public Schools has been informed of the pending allegation regarding a Waterbury Public School staff member. The alleged actions do not represent the value of our district. The teacher has been placed on leave while the district conducts an investigation, and she is next due in court on March the 14th. So if you're watching this today, keep an eye on that court date if you guys want. I said I. Sorry. She's got crazy looking eyes. But anyway, you can follow that story. Let me give you guys the fair usage. A couple of news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And if you guys are watching this story, you can also do us a huge favor. Make sure you click that thumbs up. It'll help share the story and let more people know that we're talking about this, because I think it's important, especially for these children. Here we go. Let's get it.
Watertown woman is accused of leaving her 2 children home alone for a weekend while she traveled to visit Florida, her boyfriend in Florida. Fox 61's Gabby Molina is live at the Watertown Police Department now with details. Gabby?
Well, Brent, according to police, both of the children are under 12 years old, and according to the arrest warrant, it's about 6 pages long, and it details what happened. According to it, her ex-husband was the one that contacted police when he realized that his children may have been left home alone from November 20th to November 22nd. Now, police say that Carrie Kavaiska is charged with 2 counts of risk of injury to a minor and 2 counts of reckless endangerment. According to the warrant, Kavaiska's ex-husband asked his father to check on the children that weekend, but but no one answered the door. Text messages from that weekend between Kavyaska and the children show she had asked them to stay in the basement. In another text exchange, the children write, "Hi, Mom, what are we going to have for dinner?" To which she replies, "Just eat candy, I'm sorry. Whatever is downstairs, there's so much downstairs, I'll make it up to you, sorry." Kavyaska is a teacher for the Waterbury Public Schools District. In a statement, the district said, "The alleged actions do not represent the values of our district. The teacher has been placed on leave while the district conducts an investigation." Now, Kavyaska was released on a $5,000 bond, and she's due back in court next Tuesday. Her ex-husband was granted an emergency temporary custody order back in December. Live in Watertown, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.
All new at noon, new court documents show a teacher arrested for leaving her children home alone in Watertown, went on vacation to Florida with her boyfriend. Police have arrested Carrie Kavyaska. They say she left her children, who are ages 9 and 11, home alone for 2 days and nights, told them to stay in the basement and that they could eat candy for food.
Now at 6 o'clock, a Waterbury school teacher accused of leaving her young kids home alone faced a judge for the first time. Police say Carrie Kavyaska, you see her right there, went to Florida with her boyfriend and did not take her children with her. Channel 3 Waterbury Bureau Chief Dennis Valera was in the courtroom today. He is live outside the courthouse. And Dennis, her attorney did make a statement after court.
Yes, Aaron, a short one, just saying they're preparing for the next hearing. Kavyaska's attorney also represents her in family court, and some details from that case spilled into this one. Carrie Kavyaska stood silently next to her attorney, Joe DeChico, as he and the state discussed her conditions of release. Kavyaska bonded out soon after she was arrested on January 15th.
We will absolutely abide by the orders entered in the family file. A condition of release, DCF cooperation, yes, which is ongoing, and of course the condition of no new arrest.
DeChico is also representing Kavyaska in a case in family court. There, an order was issued back in December, giving sole custody of her 2 kids to her ex-husband, limiting communication with her children through a family therapist, and asking her to sign off on medical treatments and other DCF services if asked. According to the arrest warrant, Kavyaska was in Florida with her boyfriend the weekend before Thanksgiving. She left her kids alone, prompting them to stay in the basement. In one text exchange detailed in the warrant, her kids asked for permission to use the bathroom. She responded, "Quick, no lights." DCF does not specify an age children could be legally.
I'm going to rewind this.
Basement. In one text exchange detailed in the warrant, her kids asked for permission to use the bathroom. She responded, "Quick, no lights."
What is that like as a kid? You have to ask to use the bathroom so mama don't get in trouble because she wanted to go gobble on some out-of-town cock. Quickly, no lights. Let me say, before we even get to the end of this, I think the judge did an amazing job awarding full custody to the father and saying the only way that she can see these kids is through a family therapist. I 100% agree with that. And let me say to the biological father, if you ever watch this story, if you ever hear the sound of my voice, live by that order. Live by that order and don't circumvent it. Because this is where fathers got to start doing better when you are able to get custody of your children. When there is a negligent fall on the other parent, we have to start doing better and make sure that we do the best thing for our kids. And I think the best thing is that they only see their mother through this therapist like the court said. I think that's perfect. I usually don't say that, but I think that the courts did this one perfectly. That's the only way that she should see her kids.
Quick, no lights. DCF does not specify an age children could be legally left alone, citing experts recommend children be at least 12 or 15 if caring for a younger sibling. DeChico also requested for more evidence at the hearing, which the state granted.
The state has provided my office with the requested information, which we're going to take our time now to examine. And my client and I will make no further comment on this.
The look in her face, like she literally just looks like she doesn't understand. She doesn't get it at all. I don't think she's learned a damn thing.
First, right now at 11 o'clock, a Waterbury teacher is on leave, arrested after police say she left 2 children home alone for days. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Erin Connolly. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Erin Edwards has been digging into this case for us, the shocking case. She is joining us live from Waterbury tonight with the very latest. Erin, so much to say about this. Just wow.
Yeah, Erin, and neighbors we spoke to say they were just shocked to hear this. Now, Carrie Kavyaska was arrested in Watertown on Saturday, and Waterbury Public School says she is a teacher and she has been placed on leave.
It's shocking. I can't believe it. Especially,
I need to bring up something. And Lee Hellinger made me think about this. You made me think about this. Think about what type of asshole, I don't really know how else to describe it, how much of an asshole mom, how much of a crap mother she is, that she didn't even just send the kids with the dad for a couple of days. And now he has permanent custody. You know why she did it that way? Because she wanted to keep getting benefits off of those kids. Hashtag babies for benefits. Thank you for reminding me of that. She wanted to keep getting benefits off of those kids. So she refused to get those kids up for any period of time, even for 2 days. Wouldn't get a kid to the dad for 2 days. Do y'all think the dad would have kept them kids for 2 days? You're absolutely right, he would have. Now it's not going to matter because now he has full custody. Complete custody. Probably since they were married, there probably was some type of agreement in there for child support and alimony. I think all that shit should be out the window completely. Throw the whole damn thing out. Matter of fact, she should be charged for child support and palimony. What y'all think about that? Since Crazy Eyes doesn't seem to understand the severity of what she did. I think whatever ruling was there should have been completely reversed and put in the father's favor. Couldn't have just gave the kids up while she went out of town. I'm completely confused by that. I'd rather let the kids potentially be in a life-threatening situation rather than let them just be with their responsible biological father? Huh. It's quite interesting. When my daughter's mom want to go out and go do something, guess what she does? She calls me. She calls family. We get my daughter. Go do what you want to do. Take some time off. We grown. We understand. But that misleading, lying, and manipulation is just flat out wrong. I think every divorced couple, I'm divorced, I get it, I understand. You're going to want to go out and go do your thing. We understand that. But not at the behest of your children. That's never understandable. That's never okay. Could just give up the kids to the dad for a couple of days. That lets me know that she never needs to have custody of these kids again in their natural life. Because let me tell you why I say in her natural life. I don't think you should ever get a second chance to abuse children.
here in this little town, it's very shocking.
Waterbury teacher Carrie Lynn Kavyaska is facing several charges after Watertown police say she left 2 young children alone for 2 days and 2 nights while she left the state. Police say the children were both under the age of 12.
She should have left them somebody else, drop them off.
Neighbors and parents of former students were shocked to hear the news, many wondering why Kavyaska didn't leave the children with a family member, friend, or neighbor. Police say Kavyaska.
You notice how they said leave the kids with someone, a family friend or a neighbor. I want y'all to notice how on the news station, they didn't just say just leave the kids with the dad. Why is that not an option? Why are fathers diminished? Why is no respect put on our names? Like we are lesser of parents, lesser of the genome of these children. Leave them with anybody. How about you leave them with the dad? Damn. It's not that hard to say that. But we are in a society that doesn't really value father and value men. I know there are a lot of ladies out there that do. There are a lot of ladies in the chat that even value what I bring to the table and my message and me being a father and an advocate. I can appreciate that. But there are a lot of men that really feel like we just aren't appreciated the way that we should be. Put some respect on good fathers' names, please.
Was arrested on Saturday and released on a $5,000 bond. We went by her home tonight, but no one was home.
This shouldn't happen again at all. This is unacceptable. They should be arrested.
Kavyaska is facing 2 counts of risk of injury to a minor and 2 counts of reckless endangerment in the 2nd degree.
Teacher from Waterbury who was arrested. Police say she left her children home alone while she took a trip to Florida with her boyfriend. You just can't.
My whole point for bringing it up is I just want y'all to understand that they didn't even think about saying, get the kids to the dad, regardless of where he lives. That didn't even come up as an option. We're not talking about where he lives or how far away he is. It wasn't even brought up as a thought or an option. It was a, what do you call that? Not an aforethought. What do you call that? He wasn't a thought at all. I don't know. There's a term for that. I don't know what you call it, but whatever. He wasn't even thought about at all as an option. That's the point that I'm making.
Make it up. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Zeller is joining us live with more on these new details that surfaced from an arrest warrant. And Courtney, what are you learning about this?
Well, Aaron, in this arrest warrant, the mother of 2 is allegedly text messaging her children from Florida, telling them to stay in the basement. The children texted back saying they were hungry. Police also say she was gone.
And the word I was looking for was afterthought. He was an afterthought. That was the word I was looking for, afterthought.
For at least 2 days. A Waterbury teacher and mother of 2, 36-year-old Carrie Lynn Kavyaska under arrest over the weekend. She allegedly left her 2 young children home alone while she vacationed in Florida with her boyfriend. It happened just before the Thanksgiving holiday. The children missed a day of school.
Maybe bring your kids and spend some time with them.
It's the children's father who raised the red flag to police. He told police he was trying to contact the kids but had no luck. He even sent his father to the home. No one answered the door. According to the arrest warrant, the father found more than a dozen text messages between Carrie and the children, who are both under 12 years old. Some text messages saying this: "Hi, Mom, what are we going to have for dinner?" Carrie responded saying, "Just eat candy. I'm sorry." One of the children told police that they were told to stay in the basement and that they were left snacks to eat, and Uber Eats was ordered for them several times. The children also told police there was no one else in the house with them except the dog. They also texted their mother asking permission to use the bathroom. She responded, "Quick, no lights." We went to her Watertown home today, but no one came to the door. The Waterbury teacher is now on leave. A spokesperson says they are conducting their own investigation.
I mean, if you gotta give your kids that many instructions, don't you know you're doing the wrong thing? If you're telling them to hide.
And we reached out to her attorney today. I talked to him over the phone. He says that they have no comment.
Not only did Carrie Lynn Kavyaska allegedly leave her kids home alone, she did so and then went to Florida with her boyfriend for that weekend. This Watertown mother, who is a social studies teacher in Waterbury, stands accused of leaving her children, ages 11 and 9, home alone for an entire weekend, while allegedly requiring them to stay in the basement.
Well, I'm very surprised.
He and his wife are in the process of moving in next door to 36-year-old Carrie Lynn Kaviaska, who has at least temporarily lost the custody of her children.
I read some of it in the newspaper or heard some on the news about that situation. I had no idea. It happened to be, the woman who lived next door.
Kaviaska arraigned on 2 counts of risk of injury and reckless endangerment in Waterbury Superior Court.
Today was just the initial step in this matter. The state has provided my office with the requested information, which we're going to take our time now to examine.
According to the arrest warrant affidavit, the children's father obtained text messages between the kids and their mother from that November weekend she was away, including one where the daughter asked the mother what they should eat for dinner, and her reply was candy.
I mean, no child should be put in that kind of a situation regardless of age.
In another alleged text, the son asked his mother, "Can I pee?" Her response, "Quick, no lights."
The state judge did have this matter sent to the family violence to have it screened to see if a protective order could be issued.
But this was not deemed domestic in nature.
Be nice if everyone involved could somehow, get the assistance they need.
When initially approached by police, Carrie Lynn Kaviaska allegedly told them that her brother was with the children that weekend at her Watertown home. And after initially agreeing with what the mother said, the kids allegedly told their dad and police, "Yeah, no, Uncle Scott wasn't with us." We're live here in Waterbury. Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
And I think what they also need to do is I can't talk getting tongue-tied because I'm excited to talk about this. I think they also need to investigate the boyfriend and find out what he knows. Just investigate. Just look into it. I'm not going to speak anything other than that. But in this situation, she let her personal pleasures, the things that she cares about the most, outweigh putting her children first. This was a very, very simple thing to fix. Just give custody up. Why don't you want to just give up custody? Why is that not an option? Because you're selfish. You wanted everything to be in your benefit. And I think that there should be some type of jail time in here. I don't know how much. But regardless of that, however they work that part out, the kids are still alive. Thank goodness for that. I definitely do not think that this was the first time. I think that she's done this many times over. I think this is a routine for her. I think she's done this other times as well. I don't think this is the first time. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, regardless of whether she does jail time or not, I think the thing that needs to be steadfast is that she does not need to have any more custody of these natural kids or in their natural lives ever again. They should grow up in the father's home until they're grown, and then they can go out and go do whatever they want to with the mom after they become adults. But while they're kids, I don't think she should ever be able to get them again. The only time she should be able to see them ever again is with a therapist like they worked out. Stick to that. Keep that going. Shout out to the biological father. Do right by these kids. Make us proud as fathers. Take care of those babies. Put them first. We believe babies' lives matter. The school should fire her. She should be admonished. Everybody ought to be looking at her like she is the worst person ever, just like we would anybody else. Terrible parent. Keep those children in your prayers. Thank you guys so much for listening to the story with an open mind as well as an open heart. And from my heart to yours, I love you all. Thank you for listening. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Share this story. Make sure more people know about this, okay? Thank you.